Hi, I'm Dr. Nicholas Coté. I'm a family physician here at the Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the COVID vaccines. What does this vaccine do when it's injected into your body? Well, first, to understand that, you have to understand what the vaccine is, right? So all this vaccine is a little molecule of the plasma membrane that is filled with messenger RNA and then a little bit of salt water. That's what's injected in you. That message is then carried to your cells. It's put into your cells. Your cells then see that message from the messenger RNA and they make protein. And the protein that they make is the spike protein. And you got to remember the spike protein is the thing that is unique about coronavirus. It's the thing that sticks up on it, and when you see it under a microscope, it makes it really look like it literally has a little crown on its head, and so that's what makes it unique. And so we knew as scientists, or they knew as scientists, I'm not smart enough to have made this vaccine, they're way smarter than me, but that they could target those little spikes and get our whole body to see those spikes when they come into our body and launch an immune response to them, right? And so that was the target, that was the goal. So what does the vaccine do? Well, the vaccine makes our cells produce those little spike proteins. The spike proteins then come to the surface of our cells, because that's what our cells do. Our immune system then sees that spike protein and goes, hey, you're not supposed to be here, and launches an immune response to it, and then we get antibodies. And the more antibodies we get, the stronger our immune response is in the future, right? And not only do we get antibodies, but there's a lot of other cells in the immune system that see that spike protein and get memory to it as well. So we get a broad-based immunity that isn't just dependent on antibodies, which is just really neat about these vaccines. These vaccines, just like any other vaccine, can make you feel a little bit tired, a little bit, sleepy. Sometimes you get a fever, your arm hurts, you may feel, chills. You may feel like, hey, I've got a little bit of a cold. I feel a little cruddy. But that's actually a good thing, because that's our immune response, our body, that's us being notified that our body sees that, it sees that as foreign, and it is launching a big old immune response so that you're better protected from the virus. The technology that is being used in these vaccines has been being used for at least a decade by companies like Moderna for cancer research and for cancer treatment. So the technology is not new, it's just not been applied to vaccines yet. And one of the interesting things about vaccines is that there's a very high safety standard for vaccines. In fact, vaccines have probably the highest safety standard because we're giving them to healthy people. This vaccine has been tested in more people in a short period of time than many vaccines are in extended periods of time. So a lot of that is because, frankly, all the money that was thrown at it. So a lot of companies, when they're developing vaccines, it's a very slow-going process because they have to invest so much money along the way to get things from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3. And running those studies is expensive, the material, all that stuff. And so, because the governments of the world and private organizations came together to fund this research, we have been able to really just compress and expedite the entire vaccine manufacturing process, which is just, again, it's a modern of marvel science. It's also a testament to our capacity as humans. When we work together, we can do amazing things. I hope that you feel more comfortable now about these coronavirus vaccines with all the scientific understanding that you've now gained from watching this video. If you have questions about the coronavirus vaccine, or whether you should have it or not, or what place you are in line, just contact your primary care physician, or look at some of the resources that we will include below.